My Catholic journey is a little bit different from most of the young men that we would see in seminary right now. I grew up as a Southern Baptist, and when I was 12 years old or so, I started visiting different churches with friends. And I really didn't know anything about the Catholic Church. There had been a lot of coverage in 1978 when Paul VI died, John Paul I was elected, and then he died 30 days later, and then John Paul II was elected. So there was something about that experience, and I was home a lot during that time period because of some health issues, and there was something about that that really attracted me. So I wrote a letter to the local priest, and he invited me to come see him, and I would have been 14 at that point. And we chatted, and he invited me to come to Mass. The first time that I went to Mass, I really didn't, it was all very new to me, but everything inside of me said, this is where you're supposed to be. So obviously at that point, I really wasn't thinking necessarily about a vocation, although I think the seeds of it were there. When I went to college, then I started thinking about it more seriously and made contact with the diocese at that point. Was encouraged to pick up my philosophy classes while I was in college. I was actually a pre-med biology major, and so I would go from organic chemistry lab to philosophy classroom. So I had a very interesting educational experience in terms of the different sides of my brain that were required for the work that I was doing. And then after graduation from college, I was assigned to a seminary. When I became Catholic, it was very difficult for my family because they had a lot of misconceptions about Catholicism. So it was tough. And yet they were very supportive once I decided to go to the seminary, and they were there for my first Mass, they were there for the ordination. I would say probably as far as a favorite memory from my seminary time would be the first time as a deacon that I preached. Obviously, growing up in a Southern Baptist background, preaching was something very, very central to what we did on Sundays. And so the first opportunity that I had to preach as a Catholic was both something that I was excited about, but also a little bit fearful, because obviously the style that I grew up with would have been very different from the style that you would observe in most Catholic churches. So I think I tried to combine a little bit of both in my preaching style, and it's something that I enjoy, something that I think is able to touch people in a very direct way, and something that's very enriching to me personally.